University of Newcastle, Ourimbah campus. I'm Dr. Graham Lucas and I am a lecturer here with Newcastle Business School. I'm part of a team of business lecturers who work at both the Central Coast and New Space campuses. Together, we research and teach courses about how to start a business, how to run a business, and how to organise all of the activities, resources and people in a company so that things run smoothly. Today, I want to share my story with you about how I got into business and being a lecturer. I also want to explain why I think understanding business is important for all of us and at the same time, introduce you to the notion of sustainable business practices. By doing this, I hope to encourage you all to think about what sorts of things companies and organisations can do beyond simply making money so as to contribute to the well-being of you, me and the planet. Anyway, it's getting a bit hot out here, so let's go inside the lecture theatre where we can talk some more. Hi there, welcome to the lecture theatre. I thought it'd be nice for you to see one of our newest campuses. This room is on level 2 of New Space. Please take a seat in your groups and teams and I'll get started by telling you a little bit about myself from the lectern over there. You know, I haven't always been a business lecturer. This is me when I was about your age. While I enjoyed my footy, I also wanted to earn some money, mostly so that I could buy an electric blanket for my cold room in the wintertime. So I did some things like being a paperboy, you know, selling newspapers. I also collected horse poo from a nearby paddock and sold it to my neighbours for 20 cents a bucket. I even set up a stall in my front yard to sell my dad's tomatoes. When I was old enough, I mowed lawns for my neighbours and I even worked in a carnival on a game called the Kicking Mules. While I was at high school, I had lots of part-time jobs, like working in a supermarket on the checkouts and packing shelves, and as a storeman. I also worked in a delicatessen, selling cheese and ham, and I even worked in a petrol station. My first full-time job was an electrician. And I even had my own contracting business for a while. From there, I progressed to being a team leader, then a frontline manager, looking after the people who worked for me, and then on to a technical officer, and then a project manager. But no, I didn't have a ute. Little did I know it at the time, but all of this experience became an excellent grounding for my understanding of businesses and companies and how they operate. After finishing my degree in business, I went on to do some even more exciting roles as an executive account manager in sales, a senior manager in marketing and product development, a community consultation and strategy manager, and then I became a regional development manager for the Central Coast. Maybe these are the sorts of jobs you would like to do one day. I started teaching business part-time and now I'm full-time and I love it. I have a keen interest in all companies and organisations, both big and small. Much like a doctor or a dentist might try to figure out what is wrong with their patient, or maybe how a scientist might look at the environment, I like to find out what might be wrong with a company and to help them get better. To understand businesses and companies, we need to start with something called the market. Let me sit down over there and we can chat about that now. When we talk about business, we mean companies, firms and corporations, and these can be big, medium or small. Maybe you know someone who runs their own small business like I once did. Okay, so businesses, that is companies, operate in something called the market. This is where things such as goods, services and products are bought, sold and traded. Think of the retail businesses like Coles, Woolies and Aldi supermarkets, for example. As well as buying and selling, some other things happen in the market, such as supply, demand and competition. So, for example, while I had a good supply of horse poo, there really wasn't much demand for it from the neighbours. Likewise, I didn't have much competition. I was the only one selling it. Clearly ahead of my time with my great business idea. Speaking of ideas, we say that to start a business, 3 things are needed. First, an idea. Second, some money to pay people and to buy some stuff like computers and machines. We call this capital. Third, we need some people to do the work. We call this labour or human resources. Clearly, in terms of labour, I did all the work in my lawn mowing business, and I had to borrow my dad's mower, so not much money or capital to outlay there. But believe me, the cost of the petrol expenses came out of what I earned. Now, think about these same concepts, supply, demand, competition, capital, labour, in terms of our huge global marketplace. It gets really complicated, with lots of companies, big and small, as well as lots of money and lots of different customer demands. A lot of things can go wrong. Can you imagine having a company with offices all around the world and 100,000 employees, and how hard this would be to look after? Understanding these basic concepts then about good ideas, the market and demand, as well as how to organise or manage the people and the processes and the activities that go on in the companies to make it all happen, is what can turn your great entrepreneurial idea into some profit. Are you with me so far? Yeah! Good, because I want to build on this and introduce you to another important part about businesses and companies and how they operate. Have you ever heard of the term sustainability? Okay, so let me change my seat to the other side of the lecture room and we can talk a little bit more about the importance of sustainable business practices. Sustainability or sustainable business practices are vital to the success of businesses in the 21st century. Sustainable business practices are all about doing the right thing for people and the planet, and this works in 2 ways. First, businesses and companies can make a contribution to the well-being of their customers and their employees, as well as the environment we live in, by coming up with some great ideas about the products they make or sell. For example, companies think about cleaner, greener, and safer ways of doing business. Second, by coming up with some ideas that look after people and the planet, companies are more likely to attract and retain customers, and this means that they are likely to still be in business for a long time to come. Yes! Supermarkets removing plastic bags is a great example of this. I know that I'm more likely to shop there, aren't you? It is tricky business trying to come up with new ideas and new ways of doing things so that we can make some money and at the same time sell more than our competitors and to have a sustainable business. And this is what really excites me about teaching 21st century business to you guys. You see, you guys are our future business leaders and managers. Now, with your understanding of business and how it operates, you will be in a very powerful position to make a very real difference in terms of the positive contribution that business can make to our well-being and the planet. So, what I want you to do now is to do some research. Back at school, use the internet to find a business or company that you think could do things a little better when it comes to sustainability. That is, pick a business that you think might not be around for long if they keep polluting or using too many natural resources, or one that might not be looking after their employees. See if you can find something called a strategy and what the CEO or boss says the company is going to do about things. Now, you decide if that sounds like a good idea and if it is a good balance between people, planet, and profit. Talk to your friends and teacher about each of your companies and see if you can come up with an even better idea and plan to help the company be more sustainable. Maybe it is as easy as not using plastic anymore or to stop burning fossil fuels. While you do this, think about what it would be like to be the boss of that company and how hard it might be to deal with the changing customer demands, competition, as well as raising money for your brilliant idea, the capital. And all this in a dynamic and turbulent business environment. That's why we study so many subjects in our business courses. Well, thanks so much for your attention today. Now let's go back to the Arimba library and I can say goodbye. This is our library, and this is where you can find lots of information about all the things we do in business, as well as information about different companies. So I'll leave you to browse for now, and I look forward to seeing you on campus in the Newcastle Business School sometime in the future.